Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 most hated interview questions. And believe me, they are going to come in almost every interview. Now, what are they? Have a guess. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? These are really hard things to ask, right? Now, what are the typical answers that you will hear? I'll share them with you anyways. What are your strengths? I'm a good communicator. What are your weaknesses? I'm a perfectionist. And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Well, in your company and in your job. So don't use those answers. Now let's go a little bit more deeper. So let's start with what are your strengths? Now, first of all, to calm you down, it's a very hard question to answer because if we think about our strength, it's much easier to point out strength in others than to go and say, wow, I'm so good at this. But make sure you find something that's specific. And because it is easier to point out the strength in another person, why don't you sit down with some colleagues from previous jobs that you really liked, or go through feedback you've received maybe recently on a previous job. What did people compliment you on? Or ask friends. What are some strengths that are quite don't have to be like unique, but really in line with you. Remember, strength are things that you're good at, you enjoy doing, and of course they should also fit into the context of the job you are applying for. So make it more precise. So for example, maybe you're somebody who is in stressful situation and is able to remain calm, and also use concrete examples. So last time, when I was working on a stressful project and everybody was running around like crazy, I was able, it helped the outcome of the project because you got the team together and the client was satisfied. That can help as well. So these are the strength questions. Now let's come to the weaknesses. First, never disclose your weaknesses unless you're being asked for them. You don't have to go in an interview and say, oh, by the way, my weakness is, but if you get asked it, stock standard answer is I'm a perfectionist. So it's tricky, authentic, and not make it sound like you rehearse that question. When it comes to a weakness, choose something that is real, but don't disclose your fatal flaws. So find something that is true. So maybe we go back to the strength question and use the same example. In stressful situations, you sometimes get a bit short and sharp with your directions with the team because you're so focused on getting the project done. Explain how you are working though on this so-called weakness. You are trying, when a stressful situation happens, to first breathe or really think about asking your team members what they need. You show already also that you are working on your weakness. So choose something that is not a fatal flaw. Don't talk too long about your weakness. Keep it short and say already how you are. The last most hated interview question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? It's good if you don't want to have the job of the person who's interviewing you. Maybe otherwise they get a bit anxious. But of course, what do you want to do in 5 years' time? For most people, this is an answer where, they have to make things up because honestly, what do I know in 5 years' time? Who knows what is going to change? Show long-term commitment in your area. You hope you have, of course, progressed. Hopefully I would have more responsibilities. So for example, lead a larger team and pinpoint some of the growth and development areas you are interested in. That would be realistic. Nowadays, people stay shorter in their jobs, showcase more your interest in the general area. Give a rough idea, show again your excitement and link it back to your current role, and that you, of course, are also open to changes. That's always important. How to answer the 3 most hated interview questions. Let me know in the comments if you have other interview questions you want me to tackle together with you. Practice really can help you, and I'm sure you're going to do well. I have my fingers crossed for you. See you next time.